there's so many romance anime actually escalating this season. Confessing in episode 1, official couples by episode 4, actual emotional consequences instead of 12 episodes of blushing. For once, romance anime aren't stalling. They're moving forward and escalating. Escalation means that the relationships are changing. The feelings deepen, the stakes rise, and the characters don't just reset back to zero. Moving forward comes down to 4 things: early confessions, clear romantic tension, visible relationship progress, and character growth. These 4 things can be found in the majority of romance anime that have come out this season. For example, let's start with You and I Are Polar Opposites. This anime literally has confession in episode 1. Suzuki, the female lead, confesses her feelings for Tani during the first episode. And during the anime, because they're together so fast, it allowed for more development between the two to happen at a rapid pace. They have emotional growth and talk to each other when someone doesn't like something. Like Suzuki's ex shows up and Tani feels awkward about it because it's a person he knows nothing about who has a history with Suzuki. So he obviously gets jealous. But after talking with Suzuki, they come to an understanding that 1, nothing happened in the past, and 2, it doesn't matter if anything happened because they're with each other now and they should love each other. When usually this scenario would have been its whole own jealousy arc if they weren't already in a solid relationship to begin with. The anime that encapsulates romantic tension the best is Villainess is adored by the prince of a neighboring kingdom. Its romantic tension comes from the fact that it is a villainess, because the obstacle standing in the way of Tiara's happy ending is the game's story. The story of the game constantly stands in the way of Tiara and Aqua State's happiness. Her former fiancé, the heroine, political pressures. Every time something pushes them, they respond together and they prove their love for one another. This even gets taken further in the second half of the anime when they leave for the neighboring kingdom, which just so happens to be the setting for the game's sequel. There are even more problems arise with fairies, the ocean, the second heroine, fairy king fights, but through these tougher challenges, the two of them stay firm in their love for each other. And instead of the game driving them apart, it pulls them together into a stronger than ever relationship. And I honestly think the way they use the game as a plot device to drive the two together was done pretty well. The anime that fits visible relationship progression the most is the Invisible Man and his soon-to-be wife. They're already dating by episode 1 and official by episode 2, so I'm not talking about visible in the sense that they're starting to fall for each other, but instead each take action to enhance and progress the relationship while making the other more comfortable and happy. Throughout we see the types of dates they go in advance. It starts with a nice dinner at a restaurant, then it becomes going to a tea place because Yako really likes tea. It advances from a normal date option to one specific to the people in the relationship. They don't just go on generic dates, they tailor them to each other. They share personal trauma, they meet families, and each episode adds a layer of intimacy instead of just resetting to cute blushing. And through the episodes, you see just 2 amazingly adorable people be amazing to each other and grow closer to each other every episode because of it. And the anime that best shows character growth is Tamon's B-side. Though this one doesn't have an early confession, unless you count Utage constantly yelling that she loves Tamon, it still fits everything perfectly, especially the character growth. When it starts off, every member of Face is not a good person, including Tamon. Utage sees Tamon as a god, but he doubts himself constantly. So through this anime, she helps Tamon grow as a person. Instead of being depressed constantly and afraid of doing anything, she pushes him out of his comfort zone and shows him that he is the god that she knows he is. So you see his character grow from a depressed puddle to someone who is still depressed but has more confidence in himself to complete his work to make his fans, especially Utage, happy. And you see Utage grow as well because she goes from just idolizing him as a god to seeing him more as a person, a godlike person, but still a person she cares for. So they help each other become better people. And it's not just limited to the 2 of them. The rest of Face is just as beside as Tamon is. So while the 2 of them are progressing, Utage also helps the rest of the Face members with their problems and to grow closer. The supposed to be kind prince of the group is actually just a gorilla who bullies Tamon, but Utage gets him to start liking and putting up with Tamon and accidentally gets him to fall for her. The leader of the group is actually a penny-pinching Eugene Krabs who only cares about sucking money out of the fans, but she helps him to become more of a leader / older brother figure to the group. She helps the people of Face because she loves the group, especially Tamon, and though they don't really confess to each other because idols aren't allowed to date and she sees him as a god, their relationship still progresses fast with a ton of character growth from multiple fronts. Now, not all of the romance anime this season is that amazing. There are are at least two that really don't hit this escalation/moving forward thesis of mine. The first of the two is there was a cute girl in the hero's party, so I tried confessing to her. This one starts out almost perfect. There was a confession in episode 1, but it was rejected. The next episode is spent with Yoki becoming an adventurer to save up money so he can be a better boyfriend to Cecilia, and Cecilia starts seeking feelings for him because she sees how hard he's working. The problem is that this is where it ends. There's little to no progression from the main couple from here on out, and the anime is mainly focused on the side couples. The anime had a chance to give us a beach episode, but they decided to say that Cecilia had work to do, so they didn't even give us that. She's constantly doing a lot of extra work, but you never see any of the other hero party members doing as much as she is. The moment this anime shifts focus away from the main couple, the escalation just dies. The relationship plateaus and the energy drops. At least give us a 3-episode arc in the beginning 100% focused on their relationship and growing closer like Bunny Girl Senpai did, instead of this stalled out slag of an anime. Luckily though, this one is the worst. The second one isn't as bad, being you can't be in a rom-com with your childhood friends. This one is a rom-com about a guy with his childhood friends, but it falls into all the common pitfalls of harem anime. There's no progression between any of the characters because they all love each other, but no one wants to say it, so they're in an infinite loop with zero progression. Now, I'm not saying all harem anime are bad like that. There is one that moves decently well this season, being Tune Into the Midnight Heart. It is a bit slower because it is a harem anime and it has to cover all 4 girls instead of just one-on-one progression, but otherwise it moves pretty fast. Yamabuki confesses his love to Apollo, one of the 4 girls in episode 1, claiming that he will help all 4 girls grow to their chosen profession so he can guaranteed help Apollo like he promised. Then he does generally help each get better. There's romantic tension between all of them because they start to fall for Yamabuki through him helping them, though he can't fall for them because his true love is just one of them being Apollo, and he doesn't know which one she is. So it warps their relationship where he's being very kind and loving to all of them, yet not going too far towards any of them because he doesn't know for sure. Yamabuki and Apollo's relationship does progress, but only after he's had a chance to talk to all of them, making it move a bit slower, but still honestly a good enough pace. So despite it being a harem anime, it still fits most of the criteria I was talking about, so it's pretty good. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about the fact that I noticed this. This video is a bit different than normal because it's less life like this anime, and here's why, and it's more some cool thing I noticed this season. But in the end, it still talks about all the anime had in mind, so the original mission is still kind of accomplished. Well, I did still enjoy making this video regardless, and I hope you enjoyed watching it too. I'm Ayanoi, and bye-bye.